on, my nigga. We ain't gonna play like that. You ain't never played the levels. That's my homes. You're suing me. Why didn't you keep it on the streets? You're admitting you're suing me. I sued him. What are we doing? Why the game change with me? Why the game change with me? Huh?
I'm listening right now. You going in right now.
Crazy, dog.
In a recent interview published on the Tippie Toe Podcast, Maurice Adam will call out the men who've been verbally attacking him over the past few weeks online, labeling Junkie Junk and Macazo as jailbirds and implying that Chatta is a rat, and expressing that Macazo was nothing more than a runner and a flunky, according to Maurice Adam.
But he was my runner, dog. Like, I can't spare him, man. He was my runner. There was nothing.
Macazo?
He was my runner. There was nothing. I had 60 wild. They all screaming. I was with him. You was my runner. You got locked up. He's a dog to me because of the cavalry that he crunk up.
All right, peace. You already know where you at and who you rocking with, right? Right. So let's get to that thing. Yo, Maurice is back, and he back with a vengeance. You dig what I'm talking about? He came for everybody that came for him. All the online verbal attacks, Junkie Junk, Macazo. I wonder what he got to say about Red Eyes. I ain't heard him say much about Red Eyes yet, and I've been surfing. You feel me? Wherever he's at, you can catch me in the comments or at least at the video checking it out, trying to see what because he got a lot to say about a lot of different instances, a lot of different people, and a lot of different times in his life. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that was interesting was the clip that I showed from the Tippie Toe Podcast right at the very beginning when he said, "You suing me." You feel me? And this and that and the other. The only person I know to be suing him is Chatta. I fuck with Chatta channel. You know what I'm saying? I had a small back and forth with him in the comment section where he told me to make sure to look up Maurice's entire case via Pacer because there's more to it than I know. I told him I would do so. But outside of that, what Maurice is saying and what he said before is that a civil suit is the same as snitching. A lot of people don't see it like that. You know, my dude Dogface, shout out to Dogface, Detroit's on East Side. You feel me? He going through the same thing. Some people in Detroit, some rappers, some entrepreneurs, actors, whatever. They put his name in the court system for harassment, bullying, and a whole bunch of other stuff or whatnot in the form of a civil suit. Here's what I got to say about this. Now, this is just my opinion. When you put a man's name in the court system, it's a court of law, regardless of the fact of whether it's a criminal case or not. It's a court of law where you gotta put your hand on the Bible, put your hand in the sky, and tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Then you gotta, if you filed this suit, that is, like Chatta filed the suit against Maurice Adam, should they wind up in court together, he got to put his hand in the sky and swear to God he going to tell her nothing but the truth and then get up there and tell the courts what Maurice did to him in order to be rewarded or denied a reward for whatever actions he's saying that he committed against him. So, in a sense, that's snitching too. It don't matter how you look at it. It don't matter how you slice it. You feel me? It's in a court of law. You're in a court of law telling the law enforcement officers what somebody did to you. Now, moreover, this is a light situation, but anything, say for instance, somebody get punched in the mouth. It's a brawl in the bar, and this and that and the other. Police don't know what happened. Nobody presses charges, but dude knocked my teeth out, and he got a little money. Chatta got a little money or whatnot. He done wrote this book. He done sued Maurice Adam for $1 million, so he knocked my teeth out in the club. I'm about to sue that nigga. You feel me? So I take him to court and sue him for my dental work and what is it? Pain and hardships or whatever that's associated with it. And I win. But during that time, I get on the stand and I testify about the brawl. And what led to the brawl, and how Chatta slapped me with a Corona bottle in my mouth or whatnot and caused me to lose my whole grill and this and that and other. All that shit is admissible in the criminal court too. So when I win that suit against him, they could very well take my testimony. They don't even need me because they already got my testimony on the record about the account of events that happened that evening at that club and the brawl that went on. I might not have been the only one that got hurt. Somebody might have got shot and killed outside of what happened with me. And now I done associated this person and that person with the chain of events that took place that night. You see how that go? I'm just saying, dog. You feel me? A spade is a spade. And why he calling out other people on the Alizo Adam tip? You feel me? The thing that I don't respect about his speech is that he don't take accountability for his actions. He always try to minimize it. Don't minimize it. You did what you did, homeboy. That's the difference between him and Alpo. Accountability. Alpo will say, yeah, I did that shit and what? I ain't telling you to do it. I did what was best for me. Now, what you want to do about it? Alizo Adam, he's trying to minimize the impact of what he did by saying he didn't tell on a real street nigga. Like even in the Tippie Toe video, he said something like, what you looking for is a real street nigga to say I told and this and that and the other blase split. Man, it don't matter if you told on somebody's grandma. Telling is telling. It is what it is. Stand on that shit, stand in that shit and move forward. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's get to the content, man. He said Macazo was locked up 54 times by the age of 24. Everybody say they met him in jail. They just think they just look at him and say he a gangster. He probably had one fight. He probably ain't had one fight. Now that's kind of calling into question his character and what people are saying about him online and how people look at him. He's saying he not even a gangster. You feel me? Basically, he probably had one fight. Niggas don't know him for doing no gangster shit is the way I read that statement right there. You feel me? And 54 times, being locked up 54 times before 24? That just screams no education, no focus, no proper parenting. That screams a whole lot. And I ain't trying to speak derogatorily about dog. I'm just saying, you 54 times before 24, man. Come on, man. There's a such thing as a jailbird and a street nigga. So I'd like to think that he's associating himself with a street nigga and them niggas jailbirds because he said Junkie Junk had been locked up from a period of time. I think I got it somewhere in the notes. Shout out to the notes because you know I got them. Junkie Junk had been locked up. Zopound No locked up. Macazo locked up. I think Zopound Nick was locked up or whatnot too. So you feel me? Watching No speak, No is the one person that I believe. Zopound No, I'm gonna do a video on him because he's the one person that has the air of honesty in what he's saying, and what he says actually makes a lot of sense. The way he broke it down, the way everybody else is saying things, it kind of seems like they jealous, hating, mad even. But the way Dog broke it down, I can tell he ain't capping, and I understand it. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to it. He said, I spent over $2 million to stay in the streets. He said he did 19 years in the streets while these men were locked up. You feel me? So I guess I'm speculating here, but by what he's saying there is they can't take his Zopound heritage. They can't take the fact that he stood on this Zopound name, image, likeness, or whatever the case may be for all of these years, and people know him for that. You feel me? Even people, Red Eyes brought up the Smack DVD. I brought up the Smack DVD. There goes Zoe in the cut. Who you see? It ain't Macazo. It's Alizo Adam. And you even see him give a speech about the men that's locked up and fighting for civil liberties and this and that and the other and blase split. You feel me? So, like he said, he spent $2 million to stay in the streets. He wasn't going. You feel me? He wasn't going. Everybody else was getting locked up. He was in the streets making the moves. You know what I mean? And that makes sense. 99 and 2000, he said, I sent him to Mississippi, dog. Jackson, Mississippi. He was my runner. They was nothing. I had 60 wild niggas. It was nothing. They was all screaming, I'm with him. I was with him. You was my runner. You got locked up. He was a flunky to me, dog. That's what he said. You feel me? Part himself. A flunky. A runner. Them strong words, you feel me? Macazo must have pissed him off because he been trying to be civil about this. If you look back to the Vlad interview, you feel me? He took a shot at him, told him, stop running your mouth and this, that, and the other, blase, splee, whoopie whoop. He talked a little spicy, but he didn't talk like this. He just flat out, that nigga was a runner. He ain't what y'all making him to be, what y'all saying he was, this, that, and he was my runner, dog. And he was a fuck up. If you ask me, a runner that shit got locked up 54 times by the age of 24. He didn't really know what he was doing out there like that. Or he was doing too much out there. One or the other if he keep getting locked up like that. You dig what I'm talking about? He said Junk says he was locked up from 93 to 97. You wasn't out. What am I saying that's wrong? You wasn't out, my nigga. That's it. Everything you hear, you hearing. Those are what's called stories. You feel me? He's saying the stuff that he heard is stories. Not the content that he's producing, not the things that he's saying on these podcasts, the stuff that dog heard. Because he was locked up. He's a jailbird. You feel me? He said when Junk reached out to him like 3 years before he left or something like that, and he had his man K or Key record him. He said all we talk about is the industry, and all he talk about is how I was a hell of a nigga. And then we burned Macazo up, saying that bitch ain't shit. Junk, Macazo will never say his name. He'll never say these none of the other dude's name. And I wonder why. I wonder what that's about. I can't even articulate what he meant when he was saying that Junk won't say Macazo's name or what he say? Macazo will never say Junk name. He'll never say this. I don't even understand what he mean by that. Somebody make it plain if you in the comments. If you know, let me know. Why he won't say their names, dog? He said, talking about Macazo, I'm in the courtroom for him. He shoot the peace sign to me when he came out. He catch 2 life sentences. I say, hey man, you want me to get like 12 women? He say, nah, just the boys. He anti-authority. Now that's crazy right there. You want me to get 12 women? Hell yeah, nigga. What you mean just the boys? Just the boys? I don't want to see these niggas. Man, what? I ain't gonna say he implied nothing right there. You feel me? But the body language, check the body language out in that Tippie Toe interview when he say that part right there. No, just the boys. Like he in the boys or something. He don't want no girls. I just want the boys around me and to be with the boys before I go be with the boys for 2 life sentences. Do that make a lot of sense to you? It might. I don't know. Brotherhood ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? Nigga at least want some trim before you go in that motherfucker, don't you think? Anyway, he was talking about wearing a wire on somebody and high levels to this. You ain't never played on that level or whatnot. He said you admitted that you assumed me. Why didn't you keep it in the streets? That's a good question for Chatta, but I think I already know the answer to it because he said he don't even think street no more. He said he corporate thugging on some what is it? Not Jay-Z, Jay-Z, Jeezy shit. He corporate thugging, CTE style. He said I don't even think street no more. This is business, and we conducting business. You feel me? But that's the way a street nigga would attach to that. Because again, if you putting a man's name in the court system and putting your hand in the sky and the other one on the Bible and agreeing to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God on the record, it is what it is, dog. So any street nigga would say this is big. No, that's business. You feel me? When telling is telling, dog. He ended that by saying he wished he'd never met Macazo. It's got to be more to it because he began to speak about Solo and Chubb. And I'd like to know what he got to say about Solo because somebody say little brother got booked for Solo's murder. T. Freer, they say that stands for little brother. Somebody say little brother got booked for Solo's murder and deported. Is that true or false? Somebody jump in the comment box and let me know. All I got to say to y'all is this. Peace to the 5% nation of gods and earths. Until we meet again. I'll be back.